Hello. Like microphone's picking up the wind a little bit. Welcome everybody. Got the stream going. Today is Saturday, June 25th. We're already getting to the end of June, which is crazy. July, United States, we have July 4th, which is a big holiday. As I get the stream going, just make sure you're still subscribed to my YouTube and my other social links there. The goal for today is to do the build of the new OP fish farm of mine using the skulk sensor. It's pretty much the only way you can get OP fish farms now is by using my design. SNG, reminding me to join the voice call. Oh, if you could do a poll, please, just covering if people have seen my frog-light tutorial video that I put out yesterday. Appreciate that.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you doing today?
Doing okay. Kind of thinking about which videos I want to put out next. I think maybe I'll do the AFK Fish Farm because that one won't take me very long to do a tutorial on, and then I can put that one out, you know, this upcoming Friday or even something like that. And I can still do the snapshot video. And then I can always come in with some of the little bit harder tutorials, like the skulk one. That one's gonna take a little bit longer just for me to record and stuff. How's everybody doing this Saturday? I think most people are out of school and on vacation. So we're gonna be doing a tutorial on my OP AFK Fish Farm for upcoming video. Okay, looks good. Update the info command. I don't know if I don't really see people use the info command too much. People just say, what's going on? We got House Chicken here. Also got Musical Monkey. This is live indeed. First time viewer of Star Alt and Hanga. Welcome in. Always good to see new faces. Okay. So I made room on my hard drive. Wait, why does it say? Oh, I forgot. A lot of space on your local drive gets used up when you run Minecraft. Now it says that 25 gigabytes. I think the other day was like 10 or something, and I thought, oh, it's getting kind of low. I've got 22 on my hard drive for recording. That's good. We should be able to record this video. Are you going to do video linking several farms for an end product or something like that? So I did do the video where I kind of cover all the 1.19 farms in one big video. So that kind of like cements everything. And then now I come in with individual like tutorial videos for people that just don't quite understand how to like build these farms. Like they want a little bit more help. So for me, the tutorial builds are kind of like it's not hitting my main audience. So I don't get as many views on those videos, but maybe over time people will click on them.
Yeah, because they would like to build those farms.
Yeah, but I mean, some people might just build them using my world downloads, right? There's like different types of people. Not everybody needs a tutorial. Startle says, "I like the clay farm." Thank you. I think people like the clay farm, like they're impressed by it, but it's not like something they're going to use. So that's something I kind of struggle with my YouTube channel. Is like I show cool things, but then like if I make a video that's specifically about building this thing, people are like, "Yeah, I don't really want to build it. I just like to learn about cool things in Minecraft." So they don't end up watching those videos, which, you know, ultimately the tutorial videos do take a lot of time to make. So it's like, should I make tutorial videos or not? Does that answer your question, Hanga? Beppa says, that's sad, but your videos are cool. Thanks. I mean, I could even do like a poll. Or did you do your poll yet, Senji?
No.
Okay. You go ahead and do your poll, and we'll do a different poll afterwards. I'll just ask people how many people actually use my tutorial videos versus world downloads and stuff like that. I've done these polls on my YouTube channel before. I should pull them up, look at them, because they're pretty fascinating. Asking my YouTube community like how many people are interested in like just a world download versus just a like NBT file or maybe a block tutorial. Then again, all my community posts, sometimes I also get people that aren't subscribed to me that take part in that. Alrighty, so let's get the info command up to date. Let's grab a screenshot so people know what the stream is all about.
Pull out.
What's your question?
Pull this out.
I didn't understand that.
I made the pull.
Oh, the poll. Okay, polls out, you're saying. Okay. Thank you. So you guys can take part in that poll. Asking about how you guys play the game. Do you like the world downloads? Or no, this poll's about oh, I guess yeah, okay, this poll is about the tutorials. Okay. I know originally I asked the poll to be about if you guys watch my recent tutorial. Do you use Ray's tutorials? But I guess it kind of covers it. It's kind of a generic. Maybe you should have been more specific about it, because like, what type of tutorial? Do you use a block tutorial or do you use a world download? Okay, so I got a screenshot. Let's see what people are saying in chat. We got Lenny Computer in here saying hello. Welcome in. Beth also saying hello. Probably build that in the future because I use a clay a lot and it's annoying to get. True. But then you have to kind of compare the clay farm with getting clay from like Hero of the Village raid farm, which technically should be faster. I don't know. I mean, it's like it's linear, so I guess like the more villages you put in, the more you get. I can just upload a Lightmatica. I think that's what I just said. NBT file can be used by programs.
Yeah.
Just as a schematic. Deep fried. I stopped watching the Frog Store part way through because I don't play the same and just like learning more about the mechanics in game technical farms. Yeah, so that's definitely something that happens with the majority of my audience. So what did you think about the last video there, Deep Fried? Did you feel like I put enough like technical aspects into it so that it was interesting for someone like you to watch, not just the tutorial part? I could actually probably put in more, maybe more with text and stuff. Because some of them I made really fast tutorials with text, and people are like, don't go so fast with the tutorials. Watch Rays for the insight and the technical part of the game. Nice. Hey, Woofdat. Drink up. Little Beat says hello. Merger says hello as well. Hi. Yeah, Shulkercraft gets a lot of views on their tutorial videos, and most of them don't have words. I don't have
Credits.
Well, yeah, they also had problems with crediting, but they don't have speech in their tutorials. They have a lot of text, and they still get a lot of views. So Reds explains what they do, and it's better if you want to learn mechanics in Redstone like me. Okay. Yeah, some people are just like, be quiet, show me how to build it. I got a few comments like that. But that's not what my channel's about. Frag says, hey, how's it going? Love seeing how you push the game even further. Thank you. Because the edits, I haven't watched any other videos, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. How are the edits? I think the edits are kind of like cinematic. It is really nice. Like they do a lot of like third party, yeah, I think it's like cinematics where they're recording the person making the tutorial. So it's not like first view kind of thing. So you can get more of a understanding of what's going on around. Yeah, their English isn't that well. That's probably why they don't do English. Hey, I got Quibs for another first-time viewer. You should have a second channel for tutorials only. No. That's one thing I don't ever really want to do. I don't really want to have a second channel for like tutorials only because typically the second channel just never does as well. It's a lot easier for me if I can take all the time to do something, I might as well put it onto one channel. Let's see. Deep Fry says I didn't get far enough into to answer your question. Sorry, on my personal opinion, at least. I stick around for the video for that front load with the theory of how the builds work. Okay, so you like when I was explaining how it works in the very beginning of the video? See, I try to get away from that now because then that's what happens. People just watch the first part and then they drop out. So I try to build and explain at the same time. And hopefully I can kind of mesh the two together so like the pacing is good. So that people who want to do a tutorial can do that. And people who want to understand it can also do that. But now looking back at my last frog video, like I feel like I could have added in more little tidbits about stuff. Hey Vision, Dragon coming in the chat.
should have a website.
Yeah, people always say the website thing, but then you need someone to maintain the website, and then you gotta pay. They charge you to have websites, so.
To have a domain.
You have the money, you said?
No, they charge you to have domain.
Oh, the name.
Domain.
Domain. Which is
Yeah.
like the name.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. Like you pointed out, Deep Fried. Because, like I said, only like 100 people comment compared to views of my videos. A lot of times, the feedback I'm getting on my videos is, you know, quite small. This is just a general problem with people on YouTube. Like you don't really know what your viewers are thinking and stuff. The polls are really good. I like the polls. There's polls almost finished. If you guys want to take part in it. Active problem solving and interesting to watch the puzzle being solved, says Little B. So, for the active problem solving, do you like my last Froglight video? Does that one fall kind of underneath that, or do you think I should make it more of like a problem solving thing? Like I did a video. I don't know if you guys remember my video about using splash water bottles to kill Enderman in 1.18. In that video, like I made it really like a story about the challenge and how to like overcome the challenge, that kind of thing. And it did really good. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, people seem to really like that one.
I didn't like that in your video. Auto storage.
Which one?
Auto storage text.
Not quite sure what you're saying.
In your last video, auto storage text.
The last video was about the Froglet tutorial?
Yeah.
And you're saying storage.
Yeah, and you placed you placed auto storage text in the middle of the screen.
Oh, the text.
Yeah.
Okay. It was blocking your view or whatever?
No, it's just annoying to see because a lot of people don't put that kind of things in the tutorials.
They don't put text in their tutorials.
No, they don't put auto storage on their tutorials.
Oh. So
you know what I'm saying.
You did not like that I added an auto storage with my tutorial. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So you thought I should not show the unloading station? Or do you think I should just not show the text?
You should not show the text. Or the text should be unloading station.
Loading station. Oh. Oh, you thought the word auto storage wasn't fitting the redstone contraption.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I see. Yeah. Like it's like auto storage is like a very umbrella. It's a very broad term. So it's a auto storage, that's what it is, but more specifically it's a unloading station. But yeah, that's what my editor is the one that adds the text, but I try to come in and make it sound more correct, more technical. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind. That's a lot of times people have they nitpick about the the terms that are used in my videos, not necessarily what's actually going on. Frag says most people on YouTube either only watch the video till they get to what they want, or watch 5 minutes and leave. That's true. I try to keep my videos kind of in that 10 to 20 minute mark, just to try not to get too much, too long. Oh yeah, hey RZ. Yeah, we're gonna do a tutorial on this. The my OP fish farm, AFK Fish Farm. Majora says, what component would you add into the game? Always like a component that would grind up flowers and bone into bone meal, that kind of thing. I feel like it fits in the game well, even if it uses some kind of fuel source. You like it when you explain the problem and how to overcome the problem. Yeah, I could definitely show that more in the video. Sometimes I'm just like, it takes me, so long to solve the problem. I do it on stream here, and then it's like, okay, time to make the video. I was like, yes, I can just make a nice simple video. I don't have to explain all the shenanigans behind it and stuff like that. Limestone, interesting. Cool to see enter pros, cons here, and how we fix them, problems with solutions. Here's how to make it work better, kind of guiding through the thought process of how to design. Okay. Yeah, but I would love to add that in. I think also kind of like balance it out. Like, I don't want to be like talking too much about that kind of stuff because some people just come to watch the tutorial. They're like, why is this guy talking about this stuff? Like, I just came here to watch a tutorial. Channel point reward where at some point if a mod create a poll what a redeemers wants. I mean, you can ask the mod to do polls. You don't need to do channel points. 180 biddies? What? From Rick? Thank you so much. And it was only 21 hours ago it said that your last biddy came in. You were the last person to give biddies yesterday, and you're the first person today. Appreciate that, Rick. Let me catch you a chat, and let's get the stream going. Stuck in loading terrain. Are you a spectator? I think you had that spectator bug.
Oh, a bug that spectators cannot load terrain.
Well, it's because of the game rule. I mean, you can read about it in the Discord if you want to know about it. Probably won't be doing bedrock. Answer that question. Oh yeah, different types of hoppers. That'd be cool. Okay. Yeah, you guys can contribute to the community challenge, which is going to be remaking my auto dragon farm. Should be fun. Thanks everybody who's contributed. And if you guys are new to the stream, make sure to hit that follow button just underneath the stream. A little heart. You guys count as a follower. Get some lovely points.
What's that spectator bug that you were talking about?
Like I said, you can read about it in the Discord. I don't want to keep repeating myself. The goal for today is to do the tutorial on the AFK OP fish farm of mine. It's the go-to fish farm from now on. Let's see. OP AFK Fish Farm. Tutorial walkthrough. Making live. Alrighty. Make sure you guys are also following me on my other social links there. Including my Discord. I am in the Discord voice call. Let's send these notifications out on my community page for people that are subbed to me on YouTube. Also have the bell notification turned on. And also do it through my Twitter. Stay informed. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and could turn that off and turn that off. There. We're just watching the mangrove auto tree farm. That'll work. I think I'm gonna close my door, just get some better audio quality. Let's give this a go. So we'll just leave that farm running. So the objective today is to do the tutorial video on this. This build got a little bit close to it, but we're just doing this here. AFK Fish Farm. I might be able to actually move this over a little bit. Check my settings. Make sure people can actually hear me like placing blocks and stuff. Looks good. So I needed to do a tutorial build on that. Maybe I can move it over a little bit. And then I'll probably do a tutorial over here because I got room. Or I could move this stuff over. Maybe that'd be better. Yeah, let's do that. I don't really want to move that because I have a teleporting thing that moves it. We'll name this random words. Entities on. I'll save it. Oh, maybe I should not take so much of the water. Oh, this doesn't even take the whole thing. Okay. We're gonna try and move all this hopper stuff because we got quite a bit of room over here. We can move it over a bit. Welcome in, Zach the Dragon. House Chicken wants to talk in Discord voice call. You can if you're active. I can't figure out the trigger thing. Like I said, if there's something wrong with the thing that does that, then we'll have to fix it. So maybe ping me WolfDat in the channel on the Discord about that. Also got Sneaky Sneaker in here. Yeah, everybody should be able to join the Discord voice call if they want to listen in Discord. You guys should all already be part of my Discord. But to actually talk, talking you have to have push to talk on, and you also need to be like a certain level on Discord. I can't remember which one it is. You can look it up. So right now we're just trying to move this other way so people can actually see the fish farm and don't get the fish farm confused with this other build, which is just a bit too close. If you can't talk, maybe check your whatever your role is. Okay, I think we can move this now. So let's save it, and then I'll move it over here. I think that should work. Should be plenty far. And load. Gonna try to destroy some redstone. Okay. Now we'll just destroy everything from there. Oh no, we don't want to do that. It's gonna destroy AFK Fish Farm. Let's remove everything from here. From there to let's remove this water first. From there to here. Okay, so we got removed some of it. That's still intact. The fish farm is still intact. We can remove this. Now we should have a nice area where we can show off the fish farm without worrying about people getting confused with other nearby stuff. And I think this is also duplicate. I believe so. What do you guys think of the boat chest kind of mini farms that I showed? Mini builds. We lost some redstone here. Oh, we actually lost some more redstone. And probably putting everything down into here, isn't it? Yeah, okay. I wonder how... I must have accidentally cut this part off when I was cutting. There's supposed to be some levers on here too. Oh, maybe just this lever's on. And it's supposed to lock everything. Not quite reach. This is kind of a funny concept that I had. And we should be able to delete this. Using Wither to help clear deep slate in survival is satisfying. Satisfying might also be scary. Which is useful. Some of the smaller scale stuff can do with them is cool. Yeah. Been an auto smelter using the boat chest. Keep getting stuck in a minecart. Okay, so I think this should be good. Now we got our AFK Fish Farm all by itself. Haven't really changed anything about this build throughout the last 2 years, but I never came out the snapshots. I never came out the skulk sensor. So I can never really do it. Do a proper tutorial, that is. Hey Twist, he says, hey Ray, enjoyed your last YouTube. Happy Saturday. Thank you. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Oh yeah, Seji, if you're still here, could you do the poll asking people if they've seen my last video on Froglight tutorial video? Okay, looks like Seji's not here. Maybe when it's another stream moderator that's active. This looks good. We're gonna do a tutorial on this. So first thing I'll probably do is maybe just kind of lay out the blueprint, or the, what do you want to call it, the footprint of this. Most of it's just water here. That is all solid water. This I'll probably start to build from the bottom up because people always want to know like what is the lowest thing. Kind of work the way up. The wool's kind of important. Whoa, we got a raid from Crimson, by the way. Welcome in, raiders. Thanks for the raid. How was your stream? Get a shout out. Last playing some Minecraft, that's cool. What are we doing in Minecraft? Are you doing single player, multiplayer, mini games, creative building? Can't remember if I ever like attempted to try compact this at all. So this part here, I'm trying to think what this is for. So what happens, let's just throw a fishing pole in it, we'll watch it. Like I said, it's been 2 years since I made this, so. So when a fish bites, it's gonna send a signal. First thing, the signal goes this way, it goes up here, and then it flicks the trapdoor so the player can pull the fish in pretty much super fast. Well, I guess, yeah, I actually have some delay in it. That's fascinating. Oh. Didn't know I had delay, but it does work with delay. Then when does the next redstone signal be used? Okay, so I think if you don't get a fish in a long time, then this signal resets it. I think this is kind of for people that, in case you got it wrong. Like it's possible on a multiplayer server that you accidentally pulled your rod in and you didn't throw it back out again due to latency on the server. So to overcome that, I have this. So this thing essentially, let's say you accidentally pulled your rod in and you didn't release it. So essentially that would break the system if you didn't have this extra backup. So this backup system should slowly drain. Or maybe have it... Oh, it's on. Okay, let's turn that off. Now it's just slowly drained? Yeah, okay, it's slowly draining. So this just makes sure that if you're on a server, you can start back up again. So I guess that's not needed for single player. So yeah, I guess you just need this part. Single player. And then this part is multiplayer. I don't think you need it at all for single player. Oh, there's another pull out. Poll is... Have you seen Ray's latest video on the Frog Life Farm tutorial? Hey, Stocky. Little B says, last video was great. You showed how to do it in survival, and I didn't show it how to do it in survival, and you were actually in survival. Oh, personal interest with your content is watching your Twitch streams and seeing process from what I want, how to use the mechanics to achieve the desired outcome. Love your videos. Thank you. Yeah, I don't normally do my tutorials in survival. We also got 10K in the chat. We got first Viper, check out the farms. How it work? How it work is with the skull sensors. Detecting the fishing rod. Okay. So I don't actually have to show this part until the end. I guess I could just show this part. And then I could say, yeah, I could build this part, and at the end I can show the multiplayer part. So typically what I do for the video is I just record the majority of it, the easiest part, without much thinking, just the tutorial part. Then I'll come in, maybe add some extra words and stuff, because a lot of times after I do it, I kind of remember different things, like, oh, I should mention this or that. I always come back and add that into the video. So we'll start down here. I think the wool is good to have. I think I did compact this because the redstone goes right from there up to there. Let's go ahead and do the build of it. Let's take some of these blocks with us. Maybe I'll even take a screenshot just so I can build most of it without referring back to this. We got this block and redstone, and then that goes into trapdoor. So that should be, I can do most of that without looking on the fish rod. I think this just hold the water and stuff like that. Okay. And this can be wood trapdoors, I guess. I guess I could switch that while I'm here. Make it a little bit cheaper. That is needed. The iron trapdoor is needed there. And that should be a good start on the build. Alrighty. We'll go over here to do the build. I'll lay down just some stuff, some kind of stuff for me to point out different things. So I'll start it like this, and this will be the piston. And the piston goes into a block like that. And that should be the start of it. Frogs seem hard to move, surface a bit. Showed how to do it. You showed how to do it in survival. Oh, okay, that part where you're showing survival, okay. Okay, yeah, that was like one of the few parts I did show in survival. Frogs are so good with needs, they work better with cows. Yeah, I mean, you could drag them on the ground too. I just thought the flying thing was faster. Okay, so let's make sure my recording thing is looking good. The music is coming through the recording. Might have to lower the music overall in the recording. Okay, so let's lower down render distance so people aren't confused with stuff in the background. And then I think we can do this. Oh yeah, I wanted to pull up my screenshot. That over here for reference. How much space do we need? Probably, this is the center, probably what, out? Like 4 that direction, 3 that way, 3 that way, 3, 4 that way. So 4, 4, 1, that's by 9 by 9. We'll just say 10 by 10 area. Let's start the recording. So to build up this AFK fish farm, you'll first will need to have at least a 10 by 10 So the footprint of this build, you'll need to at least have a 10 by 10 area to fit it in and a little bit extra for multiplayer. So let's go ahead and we'll start out. What we want to do is have 2 wool, a sticky piston, then 2 building blocks like this. This is going to be the center. Have your skulk sensor placed in there. I could take pauses. We're then going to come in with wool and put it on these 3 sides of the skulk sensor to prevent other things from interfering with it. We're also going to place some wool here, and we're going to place the rest of the wool above it. This will just shelter it from other distractions that it could accidentally hear and interfere with your fishing. We got 1, 2, 3. That looks right. After 4 layers here on this level, we're going to place in a trapdoor. But we want to make sure the trapdoor is facing this direction, so it will pop up for the player to click on. And then we're going to top that off by putting wool here. Then we're going to top that off by putting wool here and here, leaving this one open, and placing a wool on top. Now we'll come in and connect this trapdoor with some redstone, which goes from the skulk sensor and starts out with dust there, then a repeater on 4 ticks, which then goes into a dust that goes all the way up, points to the trapdoor. That way when the bobber goes down, it will immediately send the signal up to the trapdoor after a short delay. Letting the player reel in the fishing rod. Now the place where the player is going to AFK is going to be here. We're just going to put in a block such as a pressure plate so that water doesn't leak out. Then we're going to go ahead and put in a little walkway so you can get to your fish farm. And between the pressure plate and the trapdoor, we're going to have the soul sand. This is going to be used to actually pull the bobber downwards. This is going to be used to actually push the bobber upwards. Now just above this, we're going to place in some blocks. I like to use glass so you can kind of see how the AFK fishing is going on. With this being the center, we're going to go out 2 blocks in every direction around it. And we're going to fill in the area. This is going to make a nice little bowl that's going to hold in all the water which is needed for the fish to actually drop treasure loot when they're pulled in. We're going to have some trapdoors here and here to hold back the water, and we're going to place in our sign on the back side of this trapdoor right here. This is so the player can click on it without actually interfering. This is so the player can click on it without actually reeling in the fishing rod. Maybe I should actually illustrate that. Oh, I actually had the trapdoor facing the other way. Does it matter? I don't think it matters. Oh, okay, Doom. How you doing there, by the way? I guess that doesn't matter. And the sign is so the player can how should I say that? Want to say that the sign is for giving time for the bobber. And the sign is used for the player to click on without actually reeling in or out, the fishing rod. Now we have the bottom of the bowl to hold the water. We're going to put in the sides. The sides are going to be 2 blocks on every side high, and we'll take this all the way around. So now it should look like this. Now it's time to come in with your water. We need to have a water source at this level down here as well as this one. That's how the bubble columns actually work. And this all have to be water sources as well. We can start out by using water or ice along this side here, every other one. And then also doing every other one here. And then just do a similar thing for the top layer. And just like that, you have enough water to actually get treasure loot, if the bobber is in the very center. Okay, so now we gotta do the boat thing. We need this, that, and the boats. I might want to practice this one before I record it, because I think there's an easy way to get the boats in. Let's take a look at their hitboxes. Not reeling the fishing rod in or out. Yeah. Does that make sense? Hey Ark says I didn't know you were a streamer too, so happy to find you here. Hey, welcome in. Glad to always see new faces. Streams are where I design everything you see on my YouTube channel. You can kind of see the behind the scenes. Right now we're recording the video for the tutorial on the OP AFK Fish Farm of mine. So I can turn that off. We gotta put the boats in. I think I could put this boat in here. The boats are they exactly 1.5 blocks wide? Pull up my handy dandy spreadsheet. B is for boat. Oh, there they are right there. Oh no, their point. Their width. Their width is 1.3. Okay. So they're not even close to being 1.5 blocks. Which means I'm just trying to think how I can line these boats up. I thought before I put them like on a steer or something, but might not quite work. So all you really need is to have this boat here at least halfway in the center. You can see how big the bobber is. So you can see the bobber is how wide the bobber is. The bobber just has to be wide enough so it catches the boat. So the boat could be more, it could be completely over top of the center, or it could be off to the side. You know, it also depends on your aim. But it would be best if we at least set it up so people don't matter where they aim, they can at least hit it. Because it is kind of small. Okay. For 1.3. I wonder if the chain is going to be right in the center of it. I wonder if I could push the boat up against like a wall, maybe. Like if there was a wall here, if I put the boat again and push against it, will I fall in? I think I will fall in. No, get really close to falling. Okay, that's fine. So that's good. That's how you get the first boat in, because that gets you really close. The next boat has to sit on top of that boat. So I want the next boat, hopefully the next boat could hit up against this block here. Let's just see how this does. That would put it, but you can see, yeah, it wouldn't, if I remove that block, it's not going to set top of that boat. Okay, so that's not going to work. Let's try, let's try putting the boat or the block on this side. If we went this way with it, oh, that was the wrong way with it. We went that way with it, then that boat should sit on it. That boat should also, oh, I guess it's like halfway to the center. It's not going to be, still not going to be perfect. Kind of try to make it like what I like to call like idiot proof. So like anybody could set this up. You don't really need to be really careful where you place the boats. Place it on a wall, break the wall. Need to push up against something. You can't be a block because that's too far away. A wall might be too thick. Maybe a trapdoor. This one's fairly good. I mean, if I could, maybe I could put in like a fence or something, make it a little bit closer. Let's see. Actually, no, the fence might make it fall. Yeah, the fence made it fall into the water. Okay, so we gotta use a wall there. Well, first tell the person to place a boat in, push up against a wall. Then next, we could... Could have the person push up against a block. That could work. That might be the easiest way to tell people to do. Let's just see how that is. I'd say that's pretty close to the center. It's not perfect. Let's see what happens if I throw a fish and a bobber in here. Oh, I guess this does kind of does help make people stay to the side. If you sit to that side, then that would definitely clip on it. You can see if the boat was a little bit closer. Looks like it's working even without the boats. I think the boats make it more consistent. It is something. I remember we did try without the boats and it worked decent, but the boats made it better. Yeah, like there, it accidentally went off. Yeah, I think the boats are still needed. Vertical slab, that'd be awesome. We could try trapdoor, but trapdoor might be kind of annoying for people to place in. I think this will work. Hey Gator. Boats on both sides. Could do that if you're really bad at aiming, but like I said, we're trying to make the farms simple. That's why I tried to design my farms to be functional, yet simple to use and build. Oh, that rendering the tadpoles. Hmm. Kind of fascinating. Tadpole renders right away. So I think we'll tell them to do that. So we need to put the chain in. The chain has to go the other way. Then we have to do the boats. So that boat goes against the wall. This one goes the opposite direction. I think I can remember all this. Anything else? I guess, yeah, we'll just do this part and then I can talk about other stuff. What I can also do is I can build it and then I can also come in later and then talk about it and then put the words with it. Oh, Abjord added 6,000 to the media challenge. Alrighty. Okay, let's see. The audio is working. So I think I want to say, maybe I will just do the building part, focus on that, and then I'll do the talking later. Okay. So at this point, the farm does sort of work. If we would hop in here, we could see that if we throw out the rod and then aim at this sign here, once in a while, once a fish does grab onto it, it is going to actually still activate the skulk sensor, which will allow us to pull in. But it's a bit inconsistent, and this is where the real magic of my OP AFK Fish Farm comes into. And that's by adding in boats. So what we're going to do is we're going to place in a wall that is 3 blocks in. We're going to then place in a chain up against this block here, so it is facing lengthwise. We're going to then place a boat on the edge of this block, and we're going to drive the boat over so half of it is touching this wall over here. So now it looks just like so. Now we'll come in and place a block above that and a block over here, and we're going to drop in another boat. This time we're going to drop the boat on the edge of this block so that it looks like this. We're going to remove that block. It'll drop down there. Now we'll hop in the boat and we'll drive it towards the block so it touches it. So now this boat is touching that wall and this boat is touching this block over here. We can then remove this block as well as this one, and the boats will sit on top of each other. Now we can come in and remove this block here. Shoot. So I have to I forgot, that's what happens. I was wondering why. Because I remember doing the testing before. There was a reason why I put that pressure plate in earlier. What we can do is we can actually just block the water off before we drop it in. Let's set this up again. Not too hard to set up, which is lucky. Okay. Okay, so now we get back to where we were. So now it looks like this. We'll come in here and block this water source for the time being, and we'll put in our little pressure plate there just to hold the water, and we'll release it now. Now the boats will sink down into it. And the boat should... Wait. That just showed up as a, did you see that, guys? That showed up as a barrier block in my hand, and then... Was that weird? Someone should get a clip of that. Post on my Discord. Hey, Yildiz. Now you'll notice that the boats are sitting on this chain here. Now you'll notice that this bottom boat is sitting on the chain here. It's not actually sitting on the water. That way you know it's done properly. And this boat that's sitting on top of that is mostly halfway over top of the edge. And the boat that's sitting on top of that is halfway into the center here. This is exactly what we need. So now if we would hop down in here, and if we would click up against this block here, the bobber is going to end up getting pushed up with the bubble column, and it's going to shove to the very, very top of the water. Actually, that does not look right. I think... Oh. Oh, the boat slipped into that. We're gonna have to find a different way to do that, I guess, because the boat actually clipped. Might see that the boat clipped inside of... The boat clipped inside of the block. The chain block is actually not holding it up at all. Okay. I think that might have happened when I released the boat. Maybe we should start with the boats down here. Maybe I should start the boats here. So the boat lands on top of the water, it wants to float, and it doesn't care about the blocks around it. Because it's literally inside of the chain. You can see that. Elis? Eels? I don't know how you pronounce that name. Cosmic says, miss the days of easy AFK fish farms. Indeed. You can still make AFK fish farms, but not the ones with treasure loot. So I'm gonna have to, I think we're gonna have to start with the boats all on top of this, which means probably putting the boat over here to start with, then dropping on the chain, then riding it out until it hits, actually it's a boat, yeah, the boat's above it, and riding the boat out until it hits this wall here. So now the boat is technically not floating on the water, but still in the chain. Then we could do the whole boat on boat thing. The boat pushed up against that block, and that should work. My biddies come from Ray the Gamer. Says, what's happening? I just joined. Check the title. Okay, I think this is right now. I'll just double check it. Yeah, it's very, very precise. Okay, so now I think I know how to do it. We'll re-record that part. Okay. So I'm probably gonna record kind of from the beginning because I think I want to put the chain in right away. So besides the bubble column, the real secret of my OP fish farm is actually keeping the bobber in place, such a position where it doesn't make accidental noises for the skulk sensor to pick up. Notice that the bobber itself is a special size, and after about 50 hours of testing, I found out a way to keep the bobber between. I found a way to keep the water. I found the perfect position to keep the bobber near the water, but without. I found the perfect position to keep the bobber in so that it will always work properly. So the way we do this is actually using boats. First, we're going to come in and put in a chain that is facing this direction. That way we can place the boats on it. It gives us a really precise block height, which is needed in order to have the boats stack up perfectly to hold the bobber. And now we come in with a pressure plate there. Now we're going to place in the boats. This is a bit tricky, but what we're going to do is have a boat on the edge of this block, so it looks like that. We're then going to come in with walls, and we're going to place a wall that is 2 blocks in from the edge. Now we're going to drive our boat while keeping it Now we're going to come in and remove the block underneath of the boat, so it should be completely sitting on top of the chain. That's perfect. We do this so that the boat will not accidentally try to float on top of the water, but will stay on the block. We're then going to move it and push it and drive it over to this wall here and just align it just like so. Now we need a second boat to get the perfect size. We're going to place a block in just like this, which we're going to run the boat up against. Place in another boat right here. Remove this wall. Then drive this boat towards this block. Now it looks like this. This boat pushed up against that wall there. And we can then remove this block, which will drop it down on top of the other boat. And with the 2 boats stacked on top of the chain, this gives us the perfect distance between the water and the underside of the boat, which has a collision, meaning that if you throw a bobber, the bobber is going to hit it and it's not going to be able to go any higher. The bubble columns underneath also keep the bobber up. This keeps it in the perfect limbo between touching the water so you can actually catch a fish and not constantly creating bobs, which could accidentally be interpreted by the skulk sensor as a fish being nibbling on the bobber. This way, the bobber only goes down when an actual fish bites onto the bobber, as you can see. Okay, so that part's recorded. So now I think I need to talk about the collection system. And if I do think of some other things I should mention about this, I'll add those into the video. I can always find ways to add in more like cool information about stuff. Gator says, point of view, recording behind the scenes, indeed. Thanks for the video there, Array the Gamer. Voider Main also coming in with a raid. Thanks for the raid, Voider. There's a shout out to Voider. What were you doing on your stream? Playing some Minecraft, looks like. We're doing survival, creative, mini games, building. So much aspects to Minecraft. We're doing modded Minecraft. Okay, so I think I explained that pretty well. Like I said, after I kind of watch the footage over, sometime I'll thinking like, oh yeah, maybe I should say this or should say that. There's probably some things I could simplify about this farm, like moving this closer and stuff. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay, so just within range. Doing survival. Doing a raid with friends. That's awesome. You playing 1.19? Playing with new stuff? Trying to work out AFK Fish Farm. This is my AFK Fish Farm from 2 years ago. But the skulk sensors didn't come out to survival until now, so I showed the video on this, but I never did a tutorial on it, so now I'm just doing the tutorial, like the block by block tutorial. So I'm just thinking of anything else I want to point out. Talked about the wire. I might think I want to point about the skulk sensor. Okay. With the wool surrounding the skulk sensor down here, and also the bobber just being within range. With the wool surrounding the skulk sensor, it won't accidentally hear other things going on. Now, how do I say that? With the wool surrounding the skulk sensor, plus the skulk sensor placed down really low, meaning that it won't accidentally hear anything above the bobber, but barely can hear it. Which guarantees that you don't accidentally get any other random stuff happening, making noises that can interfere with the AFK fishing. I think that'll work. Anything really else to talk about? Mostly just wanted to point out the part. Oh, yeah, don't click on the boats. Mostly I just want to point out the part why the sensor is so low. Because some people might ask, like, oh, why can't I just put the sensor here? It also does help, I guess, because the player, you're stepping here, right? And the angle is such a way that you don't make noises. I guess you're also stepping on wool, so it shouldn't matter. But yeah, the sensor doesn't even hear the trapdoor or anything like that. Hey, Vic. Anything else? I think I talked about a little bit of redstone. So now I think we'll move on to the collection system, which is pretty simple. So the collection system, the items float up here, but they get a little bit of momentum. They don't sit here, which is good. Most of it, I think, get pulled towards a player, and then they end up on that side. There's a fair bit on that side, too. We'll just watch it. I know I needed both collections because... Oh. Hey, Landy. So where's the item? So item... Okay, the item got pulled towards the player and then it goes upwards and gets in there. Okay. Item like probably is right here. Got pulled towards the player, hit the bottom, moved over here, hit the side, moved up, hit the flowing water, went into here, went to there. So another enchanted rod there. Okay. So let's do the collection part. Pretty simple. So we'll demonstrate the reason for the collection by showing that if you don't have a collection, so now the fish farm is working. The problem is when you reel in your loot, the XPs will get to the player, but the item will actually just end up getting shoved over here, and you can see it ends up over here. Don't worry, the collection is really simple. All we have to do is place in a chest just over here. Then we place in a hopper going into that. We'll make a little teeny bowl here for the water to come in. And now we'll just break that water, and that will make this one over here flowing, pulling everything into your collection. Now we'll do the same thing on this side over here with a chest, because sometimes the items don't go towards the player, they kind of bounce off stuff and they end up going the opposite direction. So we'll also have a collection over here. Now for single player, this is all you need in order. Now for single player, this is all you need in order to get the farm going. You first start out by clicking up against the wool here, and then you point downwards for the sign and just hold down, right click and go AFK. And you can do F3 plus T, and then when this screen comes up, release your mouse keys. Now your player will automatically have those buttons. Now your player will automatically continue to remember to hold down that right click button, even though you don't have any buttons held down on your mouse or keyboard. And that's how you AFK. You can see I collect all the XPs, and we can even look up here. And if we look inside the chest, we can see that we're actually getting loot. Oh, where did the loot go? Oh, maybe I picked it up. Oh. Okay. Now if you want the loot to not go into the player's inventory, make sure to fill it up and have the trapdoor shut. Now when you AFK, the player will pick up the XPs, but the loot will end up over here and will slowly make its way up and then into the collection system. This is 100% AFK. Let's get a real fishing rod, not one of my OP ones. And by using a fishing rod, and the best fishing rod to use is a Lure 3, Luck 3, Luck of the Sea 3, Unbreaking 3, as well as Mending. Using the Mending, it will continue to it will automatically repair the rod, allowing you to AFK indefinitely. Okay, so I think the next thing to talk about is multiplayer. Skulk sensor detects the bobbing. I could mention that too. Skulk sensors can detect all sorts of different things that happen in the game, including casting and retrieving of fishing rods. But I don't actually use this in my farm. I actually use the splashing of the bobber in order to detect when a fish nibbles and pull the rod in just at that time? Yeah, that's a good question. It's a good thing you remember to say that, because then I can mention that. Sometimes I forget some of the very basics. So, because now we're going to talk about this part here, which includes all these components. So that's only for multiplayer. Okay. Now when it comes to multiplayer, I have this extra little redstone component. This just prevents you from accidentally stop fishing while you're AFKing on a server because of latency. Notice that when you're AFKing, the trapdoor opens and closes very briefly. This is normally used to cause the player... This is... I actually just did it there. Notice that the trapdoor opens and closes very briefly. This is used to have the player reel in and then reel out in that short period of time. With latency on server, it's possible that you miss this short period. And that's where this component comes in here. And that's where this slow clock, and that's where this slow fading clock comes in. So after you build the rest, you just remove this block here, and we're going to place in the clock over here. With 9 blocks going out of this direction. And we'll just double that up to give us something to place everything on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually read the signal that comes off of this sensor, and we're going to put that into a slow fading clock. This is done with some redstone, but most of it's done with comparators. Comparators are pointing into this direction with 4 of them, and then we have them flipped opposite. Then we have them flipped for this direction, going away from the redstone. This is all put into a big loop with some more redstone there, and then we're going to continue with 2 more comparators over here. This is just to make the signal a bit stronger when the entire thing resets. So now you can see this is a slow fading clock that eventually will run out of signal, and then it will turn off. So now we just need to add a component in order to automatically have it restart up on its own. We're going to place in some blocks like this, and then we're going to run this all the way over to here, and we're going to have that torch do the opposite of whatever's going on top of that block. Then we're going to run it over here, and then put it into a repeater, and then now once the entire thing turns off, you'll see it automatically turn itself back on again. So the torch is going to now turn on, and that's going to restart the whole thing. Now we just need to, so if this clock turns off, that means that the player up there probably isn't actually fishing, and we need to restart him. And the way we do this is by putting a sticky piston here. We're going to put a target block there so the signal runs into that. Then we're going to run our signal from here over to our redstone contraptions over here. We're then going to connect up this with redstone, and we're going to put in a short delay right in there to make it so that the trapdoor will stay open long enough so you can actually click on it. So now watch when so now we can watch as this fades out. We'll see that the player will now get another attempt to actually pull in. Oh, let me. So now when this fades, if the player hasn't reeled out their fishing rod, notice that it will automatically activate the trapdoor, giving the player another attempt. You can first try, on multiplayer servers, you can first try without this extra redstone, but if you're getting latency and it's not AFK fishing properly, then just come in and build this. Okay, so we got that part recorded. Hey, Mimos. Pause in real life. Yeah, I pause a lot in my recordings. Then just edit it all together, make it look like just a perfect speaker. No, I'm really, really bad at speaking, actually. So I just pause. Because a lot of the stuff I talk about is kind of really technical terms and stuff. Like, I want to say stuff in a very precise way. That way it can, like, give as much information to the viewer without being super wordy, right? Like, they don't like videos where you become super wordy. Or if you are really wordy, then they want you to be like doing something at the same time. So like building as being while you're talking, that's kind of like a perfect combination. We're the gamers coming in with the BD saying, you're great at explaining. Thank you. You're doing great, says Seek. I appreciate that. I always had this idea that like if I start making YouTube videos, then also I'd be like better at improv speaking, but I think I've definitely got better, but I never got to the point where I thought, man, I really got really good at improv speaking. I'm always like, I'm one of those people that I really have to think something out before I talk. Like I'm really slow, and well, they do say like slow and steady wins the race, so. Hey, Sergi's here. So close to my job. Oh, what's your job, if you don't mind saying? Vex says, first time I stream, I like, you like broke the illusion when I see that you pause a lot in your video. In videos not. The magic is revealed, guys. I'm not a perfect speaker. I don't ramble stuff off like I do in the video. Landy says, I think live stream help a lot. Yeah, live stream helps way more than recording, because in recording I just take pauses. Like there's no way I could like maybe say a whole sentence even without pausing. If I did, I would have to first think of what I want to say it, then write it down, and then read it off of it while I'm recording. That'd be probably the only way. And I really don't want to get into writing down, like, it's called scripting, where you write down what you're going to say before you say it for your video. I really don't want to get into that. I mean, a lot of the really big YouTubers, Minecraft YouTubers do that, just so obviously their videos are really high level. But I feel like I really want to just get better at improving. And I know it does make a video sound broken. Like you can actually hear where I take pauses. It does make sense since it sounds broken. But if it does sound too bad, sometimes I will come in and just re-say it again. Just make it sound a little better. Godly says I have full script everything before presenting. Oh, really? What do you present there, Godly? And 30 says technical writing. What is technical writing? I write software documentation. I need to describe it in precise way and not too wordy too. Oh, that's really cool. I write software documentation. That is really fascinating. I probably used something along those lines, like when I do a little bit of Python coding, and I always like look up like, how do you do this? Never took like classes on Python, just self-taught. Crabcraft says, you are my inspiration for doing redstone. Thank you. Do a Gordy Points thing you can buy that will make you record a video, but you cannot pause and everything is first try. That would be horrible. Maybe something not so horrible. Ray the Gamer says, sometimes it takes a second explain something the best way possible. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. If I think I can say something better, I'll definitely try re-recording. Sometimes after I listen to the footage, like in the editing part of it, then I go, okay, I can say that better. Or if it sounds too broken, because a lot of times the YouTube videos, they're just like, oh, that YouTube video sounds really good. It's mostly because they wrote a script and they're saying the whole thing kind of like at once, or at least in big chunks. Makes it sound, it flows better. There's like, I probably have some other terms, but yeah, like you notice the flowing of it better. Oh, presentation. 9-minute presentation, that's quite long. Now, you don't realize like how long 9 minutes is until you try to talk for 9 minutes straight. Believe me, getting in front of people, that was the worst. Did you guys have that? Like where you had to get in front of people during school and do a presentation? Oh, that was so horrible. Like I was like one of those people, like I did not want to do it. I let every other kid in the class do it before I got up. Especially when you have to like hit like a 9-minute mark. I think mine was like a 10-minute mark. It's like, how in the world are you gonna talk for 10 minutes? Okay, I'm gonna grab a drink, fill up my water, and I'll be right back. Meantime, check my other social links. Alrighty. I'm back. Hopefully all you guys were able to join my Discord if you haven't already. I'm in the Discord voice call. If you guys want to listen in. Also a lot of other stuff over there. Like you can do fan art. Also participate in Ray puns. You guys can show off your own builds. Okay, so we'll turn that off there. Guys said, Ray, can you show the diagram of all items and entities here? If you make it easy for me to show. Zandy says, people fear public speaking more than they do death. That is true. Yeah, I've heard that statistic before too. I wonder if it's because like everybody knows that they're gonna die eventually, right? So it's like death isn't something you can avoid. For public speaking could be something you could avoid. Landy said, did you have a job outside of YouTube, Twitch? Yeah, I still do. Yeah, currently my channel's not big enough really for me to support myself off of content creating for Minecraft. But yeah, if you guys share what I do with other content creators, it's kind of the best way to support me. The other content creators know that I have, you know, a farm for almost every item in the game, Minecraft, and simple and efficient. What's your favorite color from 1 to 10, or true or false? Favorite color is 9. Which is obviously true. Okay. So, we recorded the tutorial of the video on the OP AFK Fish Farm. It gets you treasure loot. Is there anything I'm missing? Oh, the on and off switch. Okay. We'll record that part. Now you can also put in a lever here and power it. That will turn off this fade clock. In case you're not using the farm, it won't constantly activate the trapdoor. Anything else? So I still need to do the intro to the video. Yeah, it would be cool if I could do a video that kind of like shows the challenges of getting AFK Fish Farm, because that's people that really like that. It's just so much easier to do a video like this where I just kind of show how it is, explain the different parts. Otherwise, I have to go like, yeah, I guess I have to first start by showing like normal fishing, talking about, well, yeah, I should probably do that anyways. Because like I need to explain why do we have to go to all this work to get a fish farm to work? So something like I could show first like a normal AFK fish farm. Hey, friend Max, see? So normal AFK fish farm, that would be How should I show this? I guess I should just build it, maybe build it here. So what do we need? We need this. We need a fence, pressure plate. That's iron. Does it have to be iron? No. No, we need a pressure plate. A wooden pressure plate. And then you very efficient rod into that. And there's a sign behind it. Oh, that's not. We need a sign over here. Something like that. Okay, and then we do this, this, this. Ooh, actually, maybe. Something like this. What am I hitting? It's not quite right. I think I have to hit the trapdoor or something. Ray the Gamer says, you do a lot of work for your videos. Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of work, but there's people that do way more work. Once you kind of like understand what it takes just to show something in a decent way, definitely people that put a lot more work into it. Because like, I often talk as I'm doing something. Well, some people will talk, you know, do all the talking, and then they'll do just the showing of it, and then they'll put the two together. I do that sometimes too, because it does help. Trick says, but you do more work than we. That's true. I guess, yeah. I guess perspective. Let me look at my fish farm video. I forget how to set this up. Fish farm. Search word fish. Fish. I can't remember which video I put it in. Let's pull up first one.
Can I eat?
We'll take a look at this video. Alrighty. This is where I talk about the challenges of the fish farm. This essentially explain how we designed the fish farm. This is probably the video that most of you guys will be fascinated in. The challenges of them. Maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it was another one that I showed it. Because this, I'm mostly just showing how I made this design. I don't show you the simple design. Oh, just wait. This is a simple design right here, right? Oh, here it is. Let's go back a little bit. I just have flowing water. Okay, so I think maybe my aiming was wrong too. So I don't think I want this block here, because then that changes the the wall there. Okay, yeah, we can't have the flowing water over there either. So, have the flowing water going backwards, or we could block it off. They still don't look like the. I think I showed, maybe they check my other video. Let's see. So I kind of explained it. Yeah, I should have probably do this in my video. Here's the little design. I think just a little bit different. Oh yeah, just same thing, but just a sign a little back further. Okay. So what we're going to do is the sign will go back here. They're going to hold the water in. And move that. Okay, let's see if this works. I wonder if I can make this. If I aim here, I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, if I aim here, that should work. And look at the sign. No, I'm looking at a barrier block. Oh, where's the sign? Oh, the sign's there. Oh, so despite the sign look like it comes over here, the actual collision of it is over here. Shadow Master, thanks for the raid. We also got Meow Cat, first time viewer. There's a shout out to Shadow Master. Let's playing Jack Party Packs. What in the world is that? Is it a card game? I have to aim like here maybe? Okay, so it can work. It's just a little bit odd. Which pull do I have? I do have the OP one. Yeah, this does work. Where's the loot going though? Does anybody know where the loot's going? I'm not picking up, right? Oh, maybe I am. What happens if my inventory's full? Oh, maybe I should not put that there. Okay, I'll aim here. Lower. Is it working or not? I don't really see any loot. Oh, the pressure plate's not really going up. The pressure plate's like so slow. Maybe the water's not right. This works, my life will be changed. This works, it's supposed to work for normal fish loot, but it doesn't work for treasure loot. That's what that farm's for, that machine's for. Okay. So let's change a little bit. Make it like the one in the video I have. That falling down to there. Technically don't need those blocks. Oh, we do need that block though. And yes. Okay, kind of how I have it. And then I throw it here. Hmm. Just check the game rules. Game rule. Do entity drops true. Do tile drops true. Okay. Did something change, or am I still not doing it right? I mean, it's possible that this fishing rod doesn't work. Try a normal one. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Okay, it doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work because I remember this when we were playing around with this. This is Luck of the Sea 255. That means it gives you super good loot. Such good loot that you never get whatever they call it, the trash loot. And because you never get the trash loot, when you fish normally like this, that's all you get is trash loot. So you can't get anything because it doesn't provide trash loot. 5 biddies coming in from Ray the Gamer. Got a shout out on stream with 350 viewers. Nice. Let's get the normal fishing rod. Oh, I already took it out of this one. Okay. Let's see where the loot goes. Loot goes towards me. That's fine. We put the hopper right underneath of us. Might as well put sides to this because people are probably wondering why there's no sides. I'll put a chest over here. And probably don't need to have flowing water there. Just a place to get the water to go, to move. Okay. And we'll probably put something here. We don't want it to connect though. Put a trap door there. What else? Put a pressure plate there. Pressure plate probably the cheapest. Let's put in a barrel. And then we'll put a pressure plate on top of that. Unlock the hopper. Teak says, what's new 1.19? Yeah, check the command and title. Could maybe somebody help? If someone's asking what's going on, just do the command and title, exclamation mark, info test. Okay, so we don't want the pressure plate because pressure plate will power that, we should power that. Put the barrel over here, so I'll put other blocks over here. I guess we just do pressure plate. Not pressure plate, but trapdoor. It connects like that, but it doesn't connect this way. So that looks good. Okay, so let's put the fishing rods in there. And let's record this part. I guess before I record it, I should... I do have some pictures of fish loot. I could put them on the screen, I guess. Because I'm going to talk about, like, treasure loot versus junk. I guess it's called junk, right? I call it trash, but I think it's called junk. Read the game recommended in the video. How long did it take to get used to the controller? I'd say about a month. I'm still not very good at it in survival. Like, there's some aspects like walking kind of kitty corner. You think it'd be easier with the controller, but it's kind of weird. Like in creative, you don't have to be precise where you walk, right? But in like survival, you have to make sure you don't fall off edges stuff. You know, you need to be a bit careful. Which does remind me, I should probably tell that you put wool around it. Because wool will stop noises from going through. I wonder if we could even put like wool right here. Put wool here, then I have to put that one open. Okay, let's record this part. And then you can come in here and place in wool all these little places so that noises don't get to the sensor. Okay, but yeah, I want to record this. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the treasure junk thing. I think I'll just put the... I'll put the little caption on top. Let's first get some junk. To get junk, I have to use this pole. Let's actually remove that one. Give it a try. Don't have OP fishing rod though. Okay, early XP. Used to play on Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch is a little bit different than a controller, right? Or did you actually take that apart and use the controller part of it? Now before I started playing on the Steam controller, I played on a DS4, PlayStation like 2 controller or something. And what I didn't like about it is that the hand positioning thing is just too small. I think it's made for like kids or whatever. So like the hands felt it felt like you're gripping something really small, which isn't good. The ergonomics on the controller weren't very good. But I looked all over the internet for just like everything. I kind of like did a bunch of research. I did tons of research about controllers. First of all, thinking like, what if I had an ideal controller? What would the ideal controller look like? It would like fit my hands like perfectly. I wouldn't have to like bring my hands too close. I wouldn't have to grip it really hard to hold it. So like my controller, I don't actually like grip it. I use the pressure between my two arms to kind of hold that spot and also put it in my lap. So I keep it very stationary most of the time. And then I thought, okay, well, what's really nice is if the keys are really soft to touch, which they don't really make any soft keys, right, on controllers, other than like the trigger key. The trigger keys are nice, but then it was like the next best thing is touchpad, because touchpad, it's like touching. You don't have to actually press the keys. So it makes it, it's like essentially like way softer than any kind of keyboard or mouse you could ever get. And then if you want to, I mean, I don't really use the touch too much. I use it for opening inventory. I use it, what does this one do? Oh, this one moves to my one key. F3 is touch, and then what does this one do? I don't actually remember what they do because if I push down on it, then it opens up chat. If I just tap it or hold it, tap it, it'll pull up the tab, but there's no one online because it's single player. I can't remember what the top does. It's funny how I can't remember what the top does. Whatever. But then I also use this, you know, this is how I move. So it's like super easy for me to move or to rotate. I guess it's very similar to your mouse. And then like, you know, using your two hands and the two trigger keys. To hold it down, then it does a bunch of fast clicking. Looking for alternative controller setup for my disability needs. Do you mind taking about why and how you arrived at the setup? Talking more about your chair keyboard? Sure. Yeah, so the reason I got into controllers too is because I do play a lot of Minecraft, obviously. Like, I might not play like tons and tons of games like professional gamers, but for me, just doing some is after a while my forearms start getting painful. It's like essentially it's RSI, which is repetitive strain injury. Because I used to play Minecraft on a keyboard, right? And just did so much playing Minecraft with the normal keyboard and mouse that it hurt my hands like permanently. So if I play excessively, I'll get injuries, I'll get pain, inflammation in my arms and get pain. And it'll be almost unbearable to do anything with keyboards or controllers. Well, that's when I started noticing this. I like, you know, did research, figured out what RSI is, how to try to like stop it. It is possible to prevent it, make it go away, but because you injured yourself before, it's like so much more likely for you to get it again. And because you never really heal properly, like I never really stopped playing Minecraft. I really reduced it. Like 1.5 years ago, when I like just started like really minimizing. Like I started just doing like 1 hour streams or skipping streams, and then just barely doing videos and stuff. Razor has stretches for that. Razor has stretches for that. I mean, yeah, there's stretches you can do. But it doesn't... It's not going to fix the problem, right? The problem is your keyboard's bad, your mouse is bad. That's the problem. Doing all the stretches you want isn't going to help. So it's like... It's kind of like... Doing stretches is kind of like putting a band-aid on an injury. It's like a very small fix. It's not gonna resolve. It's like if you have like a life-threatening disease and you put a band-aid on it, you're like, yeah, covered it up. That's kind of what stretches do. Like you should do your stretches, but you're not solving the ultimate problem, which is your setup is incorrect. Before I do the PC plugged in keyboard, mouse to my phone. Took a bit to find adapter. Whoa, you did a keyboard on your... Or you did a mouse? Oh, you did plugged a keyboard and mouse. A keyboard and mouse to your phone. That's insane. That's actually kind of smart too, because not everybody has obviously a PC or even a laptop. Phones are so readily available. Like the majority of people that watch my videos watch on a phone. It helps? Okay. So yeah, that's kind of my story about the controller. The keyboard is just, obviously I need to type, right? And I can't type with the controller. There is actually a controller out there you can type on. If you guys ever want to see some insane keyboard, look up keyboard, I don't know what it's even called. If you want to see a controller, it's a controller that can type. Maybe a keyboard controller or something. But there's a controller out there that has like so many buttons. It's just a whole keyboard on the controller pretty much. But anyways, so I looked at that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I probably can't get that because it's out of stock and it was made like in the 90s or something. And so the next best thing was like trying to find something where I could type, because I didn't want to... There's a Steam controller that does have the option to type where it pulls up a little thing and then you can like move your little thing around and click on different letters, but it's super slow, right? I want to type like normally. So I thought, what is the best setup for typing? And I thought, okay, my hands, if you put your hands at the side of your chair and just let them sit naturally, right underneath your fingers, that'd be the ideal place to put a keyboard, right? And then I tried to figure out what's the best way to get a keyboard right where my hands are when they're sitting to the side. It's essentially underneath of my chair. So I actually have my keyboard underneath of my chair. I got half of my keyboard on my left side and half my keyboard on the right side, and both of it's underneath my chair. It's wired underneath, and it wires underneath over to my computer. There's pictures of it on my Twitter if I see it. Can you explain about the fish farm I just joined? This is just a simple fish farm. That farm just produces loot. There's videos on my YouTube channel if you're curious. I think the video is also in the title too, right? Yeah, I think if you click that video there, there's a portion of the video where I talk about the AFK Fish Farm. Okay, I think we're ready to record it. So I got some junk in here just to illustrate. So what I want to do is, so this will kind of be towards the beginning of the video. I want to kind of explain why you need to build this farm. Because most people are like, oh, I don't need to build a farm. I can just make a little simple fish farm. So, right after my intro, the intro will probably like try to kind of quickly explain what the video is going to be about. Before people get bored and click off of it. Isn't that how it goes? Deep Fry says, thanks for the answer. I'm glad you're doing a setup that works for you. Straight injury for gaming computers isn't taken very seriously, but they can be debilitating if you don't listen to your body. Yeah, there was a time where I was just like pushing through it. I'm like, I shouldn't be pushing through it, but it's like I felt so stressed because like people just kept seeming to like ask me to do more and more and more and more. So I just kept pushing myself to do more. And then at some point I'm just like, I really need to take care of myself. I need to say like no to people. Even if people ask me to do stuff, I just gotta say, hey, I can't do that. That's the first fish farm you ever built, the simple one here. This actually, it got better over the years. I can't remember what part got better. Oh yeah, the waterlogging. Waterlogging made it better. So let's record this part. Make sure my throat feels good. Throat's getting a little bit sore. Been streaming for 2.5 hours. We did start to stream half hour into it though, because I was sitting there just talking chat. It's kind of fun to talk with you guys, especially it's an interesting topic. So I want to say in this next section, I want to introduce people to AFK fishing. So like, I may say something like AFK fishing can produce like blah 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 this many unique items. One of the most productive farms in the game. How should I say that? How much loot does the AFK Fish Farm actually produce? Fishing. So here's the loot. This is jungle biome. Jungle biome just provides bamboo. I think it's oh yeah, better condition cocoa beans. The only thing is the bamboo. Ooh. Okay, so there's fish, there's treasure, then there's junk. Junk is what you get. Junk and fish is what you get with a normal fish farm. You only get treasure, which is all nice stuff, if you have the big open fishing spot. Ray Gamer would come in the biddies. It was from the Nism TV. Oh, okay. They did a fish tutorial. No blocks and iron doors. Yeah, you can switch it up. It doesn't have to be exact blocks. Save it to your notes. It doesn't hurt. A lot of times when I forget how I built my specific farm, I always like check my old videos, like, because I forget, just like you guys forget. I don't remember everything about the game Minecraft. It might seem like I know everything, but I don't. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll probably like refer to this here, this image. I'll say like this farm can produce, let's see, 4, we got 6 here, so that's 10, 3, 6, 9, 12, that's 22, and then 23. So 23 unique items you can get from AFK Fish Farm. So I was going to say something like, AFK Fishing can produce 23 unique items from a single farm, making it one of the most productive farms in Minecraft. And then I say, but the best loot, which is treasure loot, cannot be obtained from a simple AFK fish farm. So I think what I'm going to do is, usually these intro parts, I'll just do the words, and then I'll come in and do the images later, because it's too much stuff for me to remember. Because let's record the first part. Okay. Okay. AFK Fish Farms are one of the most productive farms in the game of Minecraft, producing 23 unique items. But the best items that they can provide are known as treasure. Call them treasure loot. Okay. But the best loot that you can get is known as treasure loot. Not quite how I want to say it. But the best loot that you can get, known as treasure loot, can only be obtained if you have a big body of water. We have a trying to think of a way to describe the body of water that's needed. I can say, 5 by 5 by 2, but that's kind of deceiving. Like, people can't mentally imagine a 5 by 5 by 2 image in their head unless I plaster one on screen. But these little AFK fish farms, these simple little AFK fish farms, won't provide it. Okay, let me record something before I forget what I was saying. Okay, but the best loot that you can get, known as treasure loot, cannot be obtained by these. Won't come from these simple AFK fish farm setups. Won't come from this simple AFK fish farm. But instead you only get junk as well as fish. But instead you only get junk and fish loot. To get the prize treasure loot, which includes enchanted bows, enchanted books, enchanted fishing rods. Which includes name tags and Nautilus shells, name tags, saddles, and enchanted versions of books, bows, and rods, and fishing rods. You will need a bigger size. You will need a bigger body of water. But with a bigger body. You will need a bigger body of water that has no obstructions in it. So the next part I want to say is, I want to explain like why that's a challenge. So the challenge is trying to detect when a fish bites on the bobber without actually having anything nearby. I think that's pretty good for now. Okay, so I was just recording that part of the video. That's gonna be the intro. That's gonna be like right after the intro. Let me see what I missed in chat. I wasn't reading chat. I was trying to stay really focused. Trying to keep my I kind of like think of scripts in my head what I want to say, then I say it, and then I listen to it. It's how it sounds. You have a redstone. Oh, you make a playlist for different things. Interesting. Yeah, that's something that I used to get like informed about when people would add my video to a playlist. But I don't know if YouTube does do that anymore. Otherwise, I just don't check anymore. Ray the Gamer coming in with 6 videos. They've I have ways to many videos in my redstone and video game making playlist. Even though I remember most of the tips, I like them just in case. That's true. Yeah, just like when I forget. Luckily, I have so many videos that when I forget something, I can just refer back to one of my old videos, and I can usually refresh my brain. Otherwise, I check the Wikipedia. Wikipedia has some great general info. Earlier you talked about your Twitter setup, or your setup on Twitter. Can you maybe post a link? I think if you know how to use advanced Twitter search, you just type in messages from Ray's Works about keyboard or about controller, and you should pop up. Hey Oski. First time viewer of Nug. If you guys are newer to the stream, make sure to hit that follow button just underneath of it. It's a little heart, and that way you guys count as a follower, get some lovely Ray points, and also get us a bit closer to that goal of 45,000 followers here on Twitch. Yeah, the command doesn't actually work. Now they switch over. Thanks for the drink up. Welcome in Ilac as well as V8 and Forest. Is redstone akin to programming? No. There's logic to redstone. I mean, I guess like if you maybe basic programming, like really basic programming. Yeah, maybe that. Okay. Is this? Oh, it's actually growing in trees. Here I was sitting there watching, and I was like, something don't seem right. There it goes. Just ran out of bone meal. Actually, I don't know how much bone meal you get out of this. Probably not very much, because all the leaves, they don't drop even saplings, which is pretty sad. Okay, so let's go back to this. So now I'm going to record the part to do with fishing, and then I'll add these words to it. So I move that. So I'm going to just do some fishing here. So after I catch some of the fish, then I'm going to like look into the barrel. Oh, yeah, it already started recording. Okay, so aim here. Well, this is normally known as like B footage, like where you get footage where you can put behind some other words you talk about. That should be some pretty good footage. Would be even nice is maybe if I had my second account like actually fishing here, and then or even my second account fishing here and then recording it from the side like this. That way you can see, but then you can't really see how I'm aiming. But because that might be like the fishing there. Especially for this one. This one might be nice because then the player can be fishing. Because right now, when I fish here, people can't really see what's going on. Like, you can't really see anything. Oh, I should also mention that the bubble column pushes the bob all the way to the top. I don't think I really mentioned that. I mentioned like 2 times briefly, but not really. So let me just kind of briefly talk about this. With mostly nothing being able to be placed in this water area here, the best way to get the bobber into the center of the water is to first have it being aligned with the block underneath of it, and then get pushed upwards using the bubble columns so that it is directly in the center of all this water in order to get that treasure loot. Okay, I'll find a spot to put that in the video. It would be cool, like I said, maybe get my other account on here, AFK Fish, and then record it from the side, kind of. Because, like, you can't really see what's going on, and for the whole video, that might be some good footage. Let me grab my second account, and we'll do that. Oh yeah, what? I still haven't figured out what the top button does. Use experiment with bedrock commands. Wow. Bedrock is really limited in commands. Thought there was some mod. Oh yeah, you can do a replay mod. That's true, but it's just as easy for me to get a second account and then record it. Mostly because the replay mod looks very cinematic, but I'm not really good at using it. Like, I can get it by, but free cam mod, then again, like, all those are mods. You have to wait for those mods to update. If the mods don't update, then you can't use them, that kind of thing. Ugh, ugh. Lunar Client re-adds it, really? So it's in with Lunar Client. Fascinating. Okay. Let's go ahead and... Okay. So I got my alt on. So let's go over here. And let's get my alt in place. There's my alt. Oh, I have a bunch of junk inventory. Now you can see it. Grab a fishing rod. Oh. So it looks like when I turn, my character turns too. Okay, I closed my window. Was the lawnmower pretty loud? I could see that it was showing up, even though my microphone has a filter, so it doesn't pick up background noises. The lawnmower is so loud it's coming through. But luckily I recorded pretty much everything. I don't like to record when there's loud noises. Oh, so it looks like, let's turn that off. So it should fix itself. So if I'm going to do, I see I could kind of do cinematic views with this too. All I have to do is go in spectator, turn down my movement, turn on cinematic camera. This is cinematic camera. Also change your FOV, make it a little bit. Wow. I'm trying to see if my character can fix itself. Drink up. Maybe I should mention that you can change the timings on this. The maybe I'll record that before I forget. Well, let's record that afterwards. I'll probably... You guys remind me. So let's make this really slow again. Move like this. And we'll record some bee footage. Oh, but player actually got out of tick. It's funny, like my player is actually noticing latency even though it's on my same computer. I have to fix this. Okay, there it goes. I got to re-record that. It's kind of messed up. Just get some nice cinematic pictures. Maybe a view from the top going down. And then like the sensor that's underneath of here. Maybe I should do it facing the direction so I don't get the warden in there. So yeah, if I find any parts where like I don't have any footage to go with what I'm talking about, I could just like put that image in there, and that'd be pretty nice. And also, you know, if I'm trying to point out something, that's kind of nice. Hey, Thor. So, yeah, so I recorded pretty much everything about the video. I don't think the video is going to be 10 minutes long. I try to get my videos like around that 10-minute mark. Just try to put a lot of information there. Maybe I can do like a tutorial on that. Intro, and then I can also try to pack in some more information. Eight minutes or 10 minutes are kind of unique milestones on YouTube. So far I haven't got any loot in there, but I've had loot in there before. I don't know why. Sometimes it will end up that direction. Yeah, it's a skulk sensor. So, my last video I did about the frog. I did two different frog life farm tutorials, like block tutorials, and it came to 14 minutes. This video probably be like 5 minutes. Maybe if I do a tutorial on that too, it would give a little bit more history. I could talk about some of the challenges. I could put a little bit more cool information in there. Look at that, got up to level 20 on that account. Oh, okay, you got 5 months worth of followage. Almost half a year. So, okay, so I need to do the outro of the video. I could probably do that. I've been trying to record as much as possible on stream, because then I just don't have to record it later. This looks pretty cool. Oh! It's kind of deceiving because I have a super OP fishing rod, so it's so OP, yeah, like I said earlier, it produces 0 junk or fish, and it produces all treasure loot. It's not a realistic one for survival, not this one, it's a different one. You got on Twitch to watch Dan TDM. I had a shout out from Dan TDM in the past. He does those videos where he kind of like finds interesting things on Reddit, and he happened to find one of my interesting posts on Reddit. And it actually brought a lot of attention to me. It was really nice. And that's essentially how I get noticed, is people talk about or use something that I do. Like, I don't get noticed because YouTube makes my videos viral. It's kind of unfortunate. Maybe if I made better videos, maybe they would go viral. Just to make a viral video, you just kind of have to, you can't really explain what you're doing. You just have to kind of say, look at this, cool thing, magic, like my video. Man, this player is like really kicking out the loot. Lace order to unstackable items. Yeah, you could use a lace order here. It just wouldn't sort out the individual enchantments, but so the other stuff. Okay, let's do the intro or the outro. I could do the intro too. No. I could mute my other account. Well, maybe I can mute this account. Because otherwise the music, everything's playing twice. So right now it looks a little bit confusing. Let's remove that. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's do that. Okay. So the video is going to be about my OP skulk AFK Fish Farm skulk sensor. Okay, let's do the intro. Oh my goodness. The lawnmower can still be heard. Maybe I shouldn't record the intro. Let's just do the here, I'll just record this part. Be like, hello there, Ray here. And then after that I'll skip to I'll do some. I'll put some words on top of that. Ray the Gamer says, I was looking for someone great and found you. Really? I mean, how do you look for someone great? Because, you know, when I'm like looking for like new people to watch on YouTube, I'm just like, I know there must be some really amazing people out there. I just can't find them. I actually found you because I was looking for redstone stuff. Oh, what was the first video you seen of mine? Or I guess everybody in chat, what was your very first video that you seen of mine? Welcome in, free sign. If you guys are newer to the stream, make sure you hit that follow button, little heart. You guys count as followers. Guy must be great because his name is Ray. And I was right. That's because your name is Ray. Isn't it like, is that kind of biased there? Thor says I found you through Venice. Is that how you pronounce his name? He's used quite a few of my stuff, and he's always giving me shout outs. I really like him. I think I've always wanted to do like a collab with him. I should probably message him. Let me copy that name. I kind of forget about the whole Spanish community, like, because their community is like so separated, I kind of just forget about them. But there's often times where I see there's him. Who else? There's oh, there's the Wither server that. Yeah, there's some other ones. I forget the other ones. He's not Spanish, he's Brazilian. No, I mean Spanish speaking. That's what I'm talking about, the Spanish speaking community. I would even lump the Portuguese speaking into it with the Spanish community because it's kind of similar and they all kind of know each other. Do you play survival? Yeah, I play survival and I also develop farms. Mostly stream developing farms. How long do you usually stream? At least 2 hours. Did my stream restart? The timer restarted. Did the stream like flicker or something from time? Let's see. Oh yeah, he used that Wither Rose farm. I should do a tutorial on that because people get really scared about withers. It's not yours, but first heard you in Phil's video. That's cool. When he's making the TT bomber. Yeah, Phil's give me a shout out. We made TT duper. Here, let's record that part. Hello there, Ray here. That's all I had to record. Instantly clicked. Nice. Couldn't resist to follow a fellow Ray. Or couldn't resist a fellow Ray. We spoke Portuguese, yeah. Shows 3 hours for you? Really? See, my stream must have dropped for a second or something, because now it shows I'm back over at 15 seconds, or 15 minutes. Okay. This part of the video. Have they treasure back to fish loot tables? There always were there. You just need different requirements. Oh, the chest filled up. The loot's all sitting there. Indie burpers still work? Yeah. Yep. They said they probably won't remove until they come in with a replacement. Let me see. So I want to mention something like I want to say something earlier, but I completely forgot now. Oh, the whole skull thing. One 1.19 actually brings the skulk sensor into survival. That means my OP AFK Fish Farm from 2 years ago now will finally work in your worlds. Now can finally be used in your worlds. Notice how I don't re-say the whole entire sentence. I just say repeat the part I got wrong. So that would be part of the intro. We could do the outro now. So the outro, I usually recommend people like watching another one of my playlists, because I try to. Do you guys ever watch my playlist at the end of my videos? I don't know if you guys watch that long, but at the end I always say like, oh, watch this playlist. It's about more simple farms, or watch this playlist. It's about, you know, other things that are updated, or like other recent Minecraft updates, that kind of thing. You have to refresh to fix. Oh. How much longer will you be streaming? Unsure. Not too sure. Rather game coming in with 5 more videos. So you should do a video montage of hello there, Ray here. Somebody did do that. Someone did do a video of that. Just a whole bunch of those. I mean, if it'd be more like a fan thing. If one of my fans wanted to do that, that'd be cool. But I remember someone did do that in the beginning days. I think they maybe put like 20 together. I think in my very first video, I don't even say hello there, Ray here. I think I say, hey there, Ray here. Something like that. Maybe it's the second video. Because like hey and Ray rhyme, and then there and here rhyme. But it's like, it's too much rhyming. You can't even like, you can't really understand the rhyme. Hey there, Ray here. It's almost a tongue twister. Connecting, okay. But yeah, so I guess my question is, do you guys watch my playlist that I recommend in the outro? The end of the video? Oh, you might do it yourself? That'd be really cool. I'd definitely check it out and repost it if you do that. There is different there's different, I guess now with the new YouTube clip thing, you can actually just make clips of every ending, and then you could probably download them, even if you had to use like a third-party website. You don't watch them, says Ray. You don't watch my outros. Does anybody watch my outros? Where I recommend playlists. Hey, Filler. At the end, I always say like, now check out this playlist about other simple farms. Okay. So now check out this playlist all about other simple farms and machines. Or this one where I played. Or this one where, oh, I lagged. Or this one where obtain 99% of all items in the game just starting on a single block. So that's kind of like my outro. And then I kind of like either like thank people for sharing stuff, something like that. Or maybe sometimes I talk about different milestones. Like we recently reached. Oh, let's see. Where's the milestones? We passed 66 million views. We're getting close to 350 350k subs. And thank you everyone for sharing my farms. And thank you everyone for sharing my contraptions with other, how should I say that, with other Minecrafters. And thank you guys for sharing. And thank you guys so much for sharing my contraptions with other Minecrafters. It is by far the best way to show support. And if you're a part of my Discord, you can stay up to date on all the crazy things that I'm currently working on. Thank you all for leaving a like and subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. And that's how I do my intros, or my outros. What does the top button of my key do? I don't know. Let me read chat. Oh, well, I'll read it. We'll watch this. There. I look through your videos to find them. I just don't click. What are you talking about there, Ray the Gamer? You mean like the outros? Wildy Coyote says, "Hey there, Ray here." But spelled all differently. Could even probably spell Ray differently too. Oh, the playlist I recommend is already something you saw. Really? Because the playlist might consist of like 100 videos. So it's like, did you see all the videos, or is it just the image that pops on the top of the playlist? Does that kind of, what's the word? Discourage you from clicking on it because you're like, oh, I already know that particular video, but maybe you didn't watch all like 100 in the playlist. Maybe it's easier when you speak a little slower. I think you speak a bit fast and you don't have to. Mostly I speak fast at the end because and the beginning because people click off the video, right? So once they realize the video is like ending, they'll click off of it. So you kind of want to be a little bit fast at giving them alternative things to click on. And same thing for the intro. Like you want the intro to be kind of like fast because people will click off of it. But like the rest of the video, right? Like me doing the tutorial, that was just it wasn't like me talking sluggishly, but it was me talking less fast. Like fast, yeah, you kind of have to do fast. Keeps it short, yeah, because the outro is only 20 seconds too. Oh, look at that. My player actually got out of sync. That's kind of what it's used for a multiplayer. I mean, I'm even running this on my own computer, so it somehow got desynced even though it's on my computer. Oh, you've watched all the videos in the playlist. Are you sure? That sounds pretty winded. Love your videos? Well, thank you. If you've actually watched them all, that's quite impressive. Because of the stupid human and the algorithm, yeah. Yeah, it's all your guys' fault. You're humans. Why can't everybody just be robots and watch to the very end? It's all your guys' fault. I've seen too many. Ah, okay. Okay, so I did the intro, most of the intro, I did the outro. I could do a tutorial on building this. That wouldn't take very long. All your fault. I guess if I do this one, I should probably stop my other player. Okay, so let me turn my music back on. I'll do a tutorial on this, and then if I don't need the footage, I don't use it. So to build a simple one, you want to start out by first coming in with some blocks to hold in the water. We're also going to have a container where we're going to put the loot in. The loot's going to be picked up by a hopper. And right above that, we're going to use a fence. This is going to let the fishing rod hit up against it and get it perfectly lined in the water. We're also going to come in with some blocks on either side to hold the water in, and we're going to have a sign which is also going to hold the water, plus it's going to let the person allow the player to click on it, plus allow the person to click on it with the fishing rod without actually reeling in or out. Now we need something to hold the water in on this side, so we're going to place in a trap door. Then we're going to put our water in right where the fence is, so we waterlogged it. And lastly, we're going to put in the pressure plate. Pressure plate is used to move up and down when it detects the fish actually pulling on the bobber. So if we do F3 plus B, we can see the bobber. Notice that the pressure plate is currently downwards, and that makes the pressure plate really thin. This means that now, if I aim right on the edge of the pressure, if I aim right on the edge like I am right now, I'll be clicking on the pressure plate. So now if I right click, I pull in the rod. If I right click again, it's going to send it out. But now the pressure plate moved down. I'm now going to right click. I'm actually going to be clicking on the sign behind, which does nothing. And then when a fish pulls on that bobber, it will release the pressure plate, allowing it to come back up again, becoming big. And then once again, it will block my view. So I accidentally click on the pressure plate, causing the player to pull in the rod. So just by aiming correctly, you can AFK fish this way. XPs are collected by the player, and all the loot is XP goes into the player, and then the loot is picked up by the hopper and put into this chest. Okay, I think that kind of explains everything. This, you just get fish and junk loot, and then with this farm you get everything, including all the really nice treasure loot. This one you get everything. Detox says he likes Ruddles. No. Rural. Rootles. I like Rootles too. I wish I could have heard you explain this when I made it. It took me 50 minutes to figure that out. Oh, the simple one? The aiming? Yeah, the aiming is like if you just like watch somebody use a farm, you might think, oh, I just can aim anywhere. You have to aim precisely. And even then you can see if I was standing too close. Well, yeah, if you stand too close, you'll get sucked in. But I stand too close, and then it wasn't like resetting properly. So you kind of have to like mess about like there. See how it's not like doing it properly? If I go a little bit closer, now it works. It's like a little bit finicky, but it's super simple. That finicky is okay. Like you can take a little bit finicky. And I've got my FOV is also changed. Okay. So that's pretty much everything for that farm. Yeah, we've been streaming. How long have we been streaming? 3 hours, 3 minutes, I think. So we're gonna find somebody to raid, so stick around so we can raid as a big party. Always appreciate it when you guys join me in the raids to show hype towards other content creators and streamers here on Twitch. Let's go find somebody to raid. We got a few people playing some Minecraft. Who should we raid? Doom did have a suggestion. Let's see, who did Doom suggest? Pepe Pig. Okay, let's see. They're live. I guess they're live. Let's see what they're doing.
Can you just craft 2 buckets right now and allow filling with water when I'm...
Yeah, they're doing hardcore Minecraft.
I mean, I'm surrounded with water, so it's not that hard. 1 shears. I already have 1 shears, okay.
We can raid them. Might be fun to raid them. Okay, we're gonna be raiding someone that's really small. Streamer. Should be fun. They've raided us in the past. It's gonna be Peppy Pig 06. They are doing hardcore. They're doing a huge trading farm. Looks like they got a lot of different farms, automation, hardcore Minecraft. Got a pretty cool looking world. Looks like they deserve some more views. So we're gonna head over there with a raid. So join us. It should be fun to get all 87 of you guys to join the raid for this small streamer. Currently only got 4 views for people watching them. We're gonna drop it.
The last of my bits.
Oh, Red Gamer, thanks so much for coming in with 100 biddies. Appreciate that. I'm excited to see you do the Hello There Rare Here compilation. Is that what it's called? Compilation? So we're going to head over with the raid. Thanks guys so much for joining in with the video. If you haven't already seen my video about the Froglight tutorial video, that was yesterday. Not only is it a tutorial, but it also going to in-depth about problems, how it overcomes those problems to make the frog